let's actually let's start making a new app. It's gonna be a guessing game basically. It's gonna be a single view application. We can try and guess the number, and we're just gonna kind of build a frame for it today. So, create another single view application. Oh, I keep getting it doesn't actually change anything. Let's start by working on the main storyboard. So basically, for the guessing game, there's going to be a button, a label, and a text field, and actually two labels, because so there's going to be a label for the instructions, and there's going to be a text field, and then where the user can input their guess, and they hit the button, and then the second label is basically tells them if they got it right or not. So make this. Also, you can just change this directly if you want to make it larger. I thought you could. Never mind. So use this then. Let's just do 1 to 10. No, 1 to 5. Oops, too big. So then, center this, and let's just put it here, I guess. That should be good. And let's add a text field. Text fields actually, you can't change their height, you can only change their width. Something you want to know. Center that one again. Oh, I'm probably cutting into that actually if I drag it down more. Yep. Yeah. So that distance to that. Text this, enter, larger. Placeholder text, basically. Type in your guess. I need one more label. Submit. This, I'm just squishing everything up. I mean, you don't have to when you do it. I don't know why this isn't. Right. And when you do this, you don't have to make it match exactly. You just want to basically make sure it all fits on the screen. Like, it doesn't have to be exactly that every time. I don't know why it is giving me this error. Anyway. Larger than centered. That, basically. Text centered, now let's bring up this, which is sort of like a helper thing, kind of. We don't need to add this in because that's just going to be static text that's always there. It's the text field. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm just going to call it text field just for purposes. This one's going to be called button press. Oh, it has to be an action. Make sure it's an action. Because if it's an outlet, the outlet can only change sort of like the text of it. The action of the button press is like when you hit the button, that's the action that happens. Well, the rest of these should just be outlets. I forgot to do this for this. Did I? I don't know. View controller. Basically, if you want to have stuff, actually, just I'm gonna set it to that. Just so when it loads, it'll set the text label. Basically, this is just whatever runs. So when you load, this is just if you run out of memory, you won't need it. So basically, what I have here is basically random number generator. It'll generate. So this will, if you plug this in, it'll return that. So now I can just add 1 to it, basically. So, oh no, I want it to be when I load. Yeah. Probably should declare it out here so I can view treatments of that. It's kind of complicated. Make sure it's out here. I want to add 1 to that. So basically, just 5. I don't know why it's giving me this error. Oh, it's just a change they added. But, so basically, it's just going to be like this. Actually, I can set this to just be a regular int. And then x equals that 5. And then, so basically, this whole like int thing. That's weird. Never seen this before. Fix it. No, it does not. Without me. I don't know how this. Is this other running it now? It might be. I don't know. See, I haven't gone full use to this, Swift 3 because I didn't like really view all really changes of code. So basically, this will set it to. If you can just like this just to make sure this like int, and then this bracket and this bracket. That's to make sure. Basically, it turns this part that's highlighted into an int. So this, I don't know where it turns. Check, you don't have to do this. It returns a uint 32, which is not. It's going to give you an error if that happens. If you try and plug a uint 32 into an integer, but that's kind of complicated at this point. So basically, this will return a value from 1 to 5. So then, press the button. Let's just make sure it doesn't give us an error. No. Oops. I didn't mean to do that. So then I can just have it where it changes the label text. Text field. Because if this happens, it's just going to be empty, basically. So nothing else. Then we can check. Just use let. So basically, let is what you want to use for variable, but like doesn't store the value. I don't know. You can't change the value, basically. So if I just did that, it should give me an error because this is. Yeah, it's going to give me an error because it's like a constant. If you fix it, you can change that. But so I just need to be just set to the text field text, but I want to make an integer. so that I can compare it if it's equal to x. Yeah, we know it exists, which means we can force unwrap, basically. If you try to force unwrap it using an exclamation mark, exclamation point, and the value is nil, it will crash your program. So that's why I have this here to print that. And then you can compare equals x. Oh no, I want text field. Text. Number. And then else, you can probably just copy paste it, which I guess I want to do. Copy and paste it. Guess again. Basically, when it loads, it's going to set this to that so it doesn't have anything. It's going to set x to a value, and then every time you press the button, it's going to basically do that. So, just run it. So that's basically it for this. We're going to add more to this in the next video, so don't, like, delete this or anything. Wait for this to load. Like I said before, avoid putting like these inside this because they will mess everything up. I declared it out here so I could, when I'm putting the value here, so I could still use in here because it's, so I forgot to mention this like before, but so basically there's all types of variables, like there's local and there's global variables. If I want to make a local variable, I could like call it, like I can make it inside view to load. Like I'll show you an example here. I set y equal to 1, for example. But if I tried to refer to y inside here, it wouldn't work. Yeah, this is going to be an error because it doesn't recognize that y is a variable. I don't know why I did that, but I'm going to guess, say 3. Oh. Oops, my bad. Use text label those. There's one other thing I just want to change on this. At least I'm already running it again anyway. Oh, I forgot to center this. I thought I did. Maybe I didn't. Okay, let's run it again. So, again, it always says faster the second time because the simulator's already open. But succeeded. Yes, now it's centered, and then if I typed in number, I'm going to say wrong number, 2 is the number, but this version of the game, if you do it, it's, even if you, and you can't reset it, it's always going to be 2 unless I restart the program. So, that's it. Keep this program, don't delete it, we're going to go back to it next time.